Hi, this is Rosalinda, and welcome to Viewpoint, coming to you from Salish Kootenai College, and also coming to you from Pablo, Montana, at KSKC TV Studios. And I am thrilled to be here again today with you, and thank you so much to my viewers for watching Viewpoint and your ongoing support of the show. I am here with two special guest friends of mine, and they are just wonderful friends. And this is Wesley Parks, and this is also Paul Vestal, and they are co-presidents of what's called OUTlaws, which is a University of Montana group. And I just want to welcome you guys to the show. It's a real pleasure to have you guys here, and thank you so much for driving all the way up from Missoula in the smoky air that we have today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And you know, we're kind of working on a project together that we'll talk about this event that's happening on September the 23rd. But I think it's really important for my viewers to find out what is OUTlaws and what is its purpose, and how did you become involved in it. So with that, Paul, can you talk to my viewers and say what is OUTlaws? What kind of a group is that?
Okay, absolutely. So OUTlaws is the LGBTQI and Friends group at the University of Montana School of Law. I joined the organization when I first started last year at the University Law School because gay rights and gay awareness throughout the community is something that I've always been passionate for, and something that I've always kind of worked alongside. So
that's great.
I definitely drew into that.
I'm so glad to hear that. And Wesley, can you please tell the viewers what the mission of this group is, and also how you got involved in it as well?
Yes, I'm a second-year law student at the University of Montana, and I got involved with the organization as a first-year student representative. Paul and I both together did that. The mission of the organization is to educate the public and the community and other law students as well about the issues, the legal issues especially, that are pertinent to people in the LGBTIQ and Friends community as well.
That's great. Now, I understand that both of you hold elected positions in this organization. Mm-hmm. And so can you tell me, Paul, what your role is? And then I'll ask you the same question, Wes.
Okay. Well, our role is the same. We're both co-presidents. Okay. We share our roles in this group since last year, too. But essentially, we oversee the group, and we're trying to really help it grow and get more of a presence, both on campus and off campus. Which is one of the reasons why we're throwing an event in about 2 weeks. So basically, we do play off of each other. What I'm good at, I like to handle, and then what I'm bad at, Wesley takes over because he's good at that. So it's very yin and yang with us.
That's very good. And Wesley, as co-president, can you explain what your role is as well?
Basically, to do what Paul doesn't do. But we work together really, really well. One of the big things that we worked on towards the end of last year was getting the student group recognized by the Associated Students of the University of Montana, mm-hmm. ASUM. We've already been recognized by the Student Bar Association for the past couple of years. And so we are working hard to try and get our name out there and to get further recognition for our group and what we do. One of our main things that we do, our mission statement, is to educate the public and also to help eradicate homophobia, transphobia, gender discrimination, and through the legal sphere, using the law to achieve those goals.
And you know, that's one of the reasons why I'm so supportive of this group and the event that you're going to do on September the 23rd, is because I just see this group as being a vital resource for our community, for people to go to and ask questions if that's a possibility. And speaking of contacting this group, is there a way to contact this particular group, Paul?
Yeah, absolutely. You can email either Wesley or myself. Our contact information's on the University of Montana's Law School's website under the group name OUTlaws, and you can just shoot us an email and we'll take care of any questions that you have.
So Wesley, who can be a member of this organization?
Well, the OUTlaws is, the membership of the organization is limited to students at the University of Montana School of Law. There are other groups at other universities that are similar to ours. However, our particular group is limited to the University of Montana.
Great. And so I guess, do you have to be a law student to be a member of this particular group, even if you're with the University of Montana? Paul?
Yeah, you do have to be a law student to be
Okay.
a member of OUTlaws, but you don't have to be a member to come to any of the events that we throw. And we do
good.
try to make sure that all of our events, either if they're fun or educational, are always open to the community, and anyone is free to come to any of those.
That's great. Well, I'll be going to them. So this sounds like a fun organization. Let's see. We kind of talked about the mission of the group, and I wanted to ask you, is there something in particular within your particular life that has kind of persuaded you to go into this direction with your studies in law, and also wanting to be part of this group, Wesley?
Well, choosing law, it took me a long time to get here. I'm non-traditionally aged. Well, I hate to say my age, but I'm 37 years old. and I started law school last year at 36. However, it did take me a long time to finally decide to go to law school. And part of that reason was because of my gay identity. You know, I believe that there is a disadvantage in our community, and we do have to fight and struggle a little bit harder than some of the other groups out there. So I did want to make a change, and I think that the legal field is definitely a field where someone can make a difference, and that's what I wanted to do. And it was always in the back of my mind going to law school, but it took me a lot of years before I finally got the confidence up and was able to take the LSAT and apply.
That's wonderful.
And it's working out in my favor so far.
Well, I'm glad that you decided to take this avenue. And what about you, Paul?
Sure. Well, it took me a while too to get to law school. It's always something that's been in the back of my mind, but I wanted to do something with my first interest. So throughout undergraduate and graduate school, I did focus on queer studies and gender identity issues, and it was really what I was interested in, what I really liked to work on. But then I kind of got to the point where I was a bit, tired of doing nothing but a historical analysis. And though we do that in law too, we always look to the past decisions of courts. It feels like you can be really proactive in the law, especially in the future, fighting for LGBTQI and other, minorities, their rights in the future as well. So that's what really brought me to law school, is to see how I can take the past and actually have a applicable type of, apply it to the future.
Absolutely. I can totally see that. I think that as with the state of affairs in Montana, I think that this particular group and the passion that both of you have can definitely help our gay movement within our state move forward in having less discrimination and more equal rights out there. And so I just think that the work that you're doing is great, and I support it so much. We need more people like that, and also people that I think that we can go to and ask questions, because I know that there's several situations that people feel that they don't know where to go to. And so I understand in my past communications with both of you that you are going to stay in Montana. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely.
After you graduate.
Yeah. So my goal is to finish law school and to practice here locally. Hopefully I get to stay in the Missoula area. That's where I currently reside.
That's awesome.
I would love to stay in Missoula too, but I love Montana, so.
Well, good. That's great. So as we talked about this organization also needs funds for it to be able to continue and to do its different kind of events. And so I remember that Wesley came to a De La Luna Foundation event, and he had planted this seed with me about doing a particular event that he thought we could do some collaboration. And it wasn't until recently that he contacted me, and I met Paul, and we started talking about this great event. So do you want to share, Wesley, a little bit about this event on September the 23rd?
Drag Queen Karaoke Gong Show.
Awesome. That is great. It's going to be a fun event. I mean, it's going to be a
It's
fun
changed.
event.
You know, the name has changed. However, yeah, it's a lighthearted event, and basically at the event we're going to have community members that come up and perform karaoke songs, and we are going to have a panel of drag queens that are going to judge the community members, and there will be a gong on stage just for fun and giggles, and there will also be drag performances throughout the evening.
And when we say judging, we mean judging in a supporting way.
Right, exactly.
Right.
There's going to be prizes as well. So
There'll be prizes as well.
Yeah.
Paul, can you share with our audience the time and the location and the cost to get into this event?
Absolutely. So the event is on, like you said, September 23rd, which is a Friday. It is from 7 to 11 p.m., but our doors will open at 6:30. And it's at the Crystal Theater, which is on the Hip Strip, downtown Missoula.
Awesome.
And if you don't know where it is, it's behind the Silk Road. So you actually go in through the Silk Road and walk through the Silk Road, which is a great restaurant downtown as well. And the Crystal Theater is in the back.
That is so much fun.
Oh, sorry. So it's also it's a $10 cover. But the important thing with this event too is that half of the proceeds from that night we are donating to the Missoula AIDS Council. But if you show up in drag, it's actually only $8.
Well, there you go, people. You better be in drag to get a break on this admissions. So let me ask you this: if I go, will I get the $8 or the $10 fee?
You're going to get the $8.
You're so funny. Yeah, I'm also going to be one of the judges for this particular event, and I'm very thrilled to have been asked to support this and be a judge on this, and it'll be lots of fun. I'm so looking forward to it, and I also will be doing a guest performance as well for this particular event. So I'd like to encourage everyone in the community and everyone out there to please come to it. And who are the other performers or judges that are going to be on your panel?
We have Ophelia
Bouvier.
Yeah, Ophelia Bouvier is one.
Right.
And then, well, there's you.
And there's me. There's Hex,
Hex.
a drag queen named Hex, who is my son/daughter. And there's also going to be Midge, who will also be doing some of the judging as well on this particular event. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Ophelia is going to be the MC for this event.
That's correct.
She's going to do a fabulous job for you guys.
Yeah, we're really excited.
She will do a great job for you. Well, we are at our half point right now. We're going to take a commercial break. We're going to be back with Viewpoint, talking with Wesley Parks and Paul Vestal. And so we'll be right back shortly. Thank you.
Thanks.
Throughout my share of struggle and pain, your love was there and will forever remain.
Embedded in my heart, etched like a stone, which is in part from you alone.
Eternal support and unconditional love, the grace of you only comes from above.
The grace of you only comes from above.
Eternal support.
I love you so much that no words can say.
I love you so much that no words can say how happy I am that you made me this way.
Only my heart can express how I feel inside, for that's where my love will forever reside.
The greatest person that will ever live.
The wisdom you share and the love that you give made me the greatest person that will ever live.
The greatest person that will ever live.
Through a veil of grateful tears, I will carry your message throughout the years. I know that you loved me from the start, and to you I return that love with all of my heart.
And welcome back to Viewpoint. We are here today with Wesley Parks and Paul Vestal. They are from the organization of OUTlaws, and they're the co-presidents of this group. Again, welcome back to the show. Guys, we're talking about this wonderful event that's going to be on September the 23rd. And so I'm so thrilled to collaborate with you on this, even though you guys are the organizers on it. And so Wesley, can you tell us the name of this event and more information on it, please?
Absolutely. It's being held on Friday, September 23rd at the Crystal Theater. It's called Drag Queen Karaoke Gong Show. And it's being held in conjunction with another student group at the University of Montana School of Law, the Women's Law Caucus.
That's wonderful. And what is the Women's Law Caucus, if you don't mind, so my viewers can know as well?
They're another student group that's composed not just of women, but they do focus on women's issues, and they also focus on working with law students and getting them more involved with the Student Bar Association and networking as well.
And networking. That is so great. And going back to this event on September the 23rd, so you mentioned that half of the proceeds will benefit Missoula AIDS Council. Is that correct? And the other half will benefit your organization, or your organization and
the Women's Law Caucus.
Awesome. Okay, that's awesome. I think of gong show and I think of this huge gong. Do you have a huge gong? If what you're going to be using?
What are you asking? Of course. I'm the biggest gong ever.
I don't know if it's huge. That might be an exaggeration.
What kind of? You boys are funny on this. So tell me, when people, how do people play this game? When they're going to be gonged, how does that work? Tell me.
It's lighthearted. We'll probably get gonged when we go up there and sing. Obviously, it's going to be up to Ophelia, who's our MC.
Correct.
However, but since we're giving away prizes, and there's going to be judges. If Ophelia feels like gonging, or one of the judges feels like gonging someone off the stage, if we're tired of hearing, watching their performance, right, then they're out. But it's going to be all for laughs, nothing serious. And we're actually giving a prize away for the worst performance. So getting gonged is actually going to be a good thing on that night, because if you do get gonged, then you have the potential for winning a prize. So.
That's great.
But you still have to try.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great. Oh my God. So are you planning to do karaoke or anything?
I think we should do a duet.
Oh, really? I was thinking Karma Chameleon, Boy George, but we'll see.
Hey, why not?
I'll do Mr. Roboto then.
Why not? That would be fun. That would be so much fun. This, again, this sounds like a great event. And are you planning to do this as an annual event, or is this just a one-time situation event for you?
We're hoping to make it into an annual event. I think it would be great, depending on the outcome. We're expecting something small this year, but we hope that it becomes something really big and that the community gets used to seeing it every September, and we can just do it every single year.
That is so great, because, I didn't know anything about OUTlaws. I didn't know that it existed until this event and working in my connection with Wesley. I had no idea that the University of Montana had such a great organization. And I really think it's great that they do. I think that more diverse groups in schools like this really brings the issues up to people's foreheads of what they are. And speaking of issues like in Montana, what do you think is the current pressing issue regarding equality for the GLBT community, Wesley?
There's a lot of different issues, but I think the main ones that come to mind when you ask me that question are adoption, that's a big one. Also, there are some statutes on the books right now that do equate being gay with some horrendous activities like bestiality, for instance, that we believe should be struck from the books, and that's one thing.
Unconstitutional anyway.
So. But they still remain on the books, and Paul and I both believe that it's a problem, and many people in our community think it's a problem as well. So those are the two big issues. Gay marriage, that's something that's national. That's a huge issue, and it's an issue here in Montana as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. How about you, Paul? What do you think are the most pressing issues?
Well, one of the things that I think was very important coming out of the last legislative session that just happened here in Montana was that I think it was House Bill 516, the one brought up that was trying to make non-discrimination ordinances in cities illegal in the state of Montana. So Missoula has this wonderful non-discrimination ordinance that basically protects people based on sexual orientation. And I think it was the first one in the state of Montana, and it got a lot of attention, both positive and negative, depending which side of the aisle you're on, I suppose. And it came under attack in the latest legislative session. Of course, it didn't go through, thankfully, so we do still have that in Missoula. But I think it's important to try to get other local townships and local cities in the state to pass similar ordinances.
Absolutely.
I think, it's a question about human dignity and human rights, and that you should feel protected and safe in your own community. And I think Missoula really took the step in making people say that you have the right to be secure in your person from discrimination. And
Absolutely.
I think Montana should take note, and other cities in Montana should take note of that.
That's a really good thing to mention, because I think you're absolutely right. I think that this bill, in my opinion, was also a way to educate the community, the larger community all over, about what this bill was. Because I really think that if we can take away the fear away from an issue, people are more likely to be more in acceptance of people in general. And so I really think that a lot of our issues are fear-based from other people, and mind you, that's where the hate crimes come in and stuff like that. So I just think that the work that you two will, I can see that your work will be so appreciative, and I see you doing lots of great things out there in the community, and this particular event will also help with that. And I want to encourage all of our viewers to please come to this particular event. And if people cannot go to the event, but they want to give money to this cause, how can they give money to this cause?
You can send money to the university, to OUTlaws. Okay. The address to send money to is 32 Campus Drive, and that's Missoula, Montana, 59812.
That's great. Okay.
And you would want to send it to the University of Montana OUTlaws, or care of Paul Vestal and Wesley Parks.
Okay.
Were the two presidents.
That sounds great. For this particular show, I just wanted to highlight this organization again, because I think it has, I can see it going a long way, and I support it 100% in what you're doing. And so I think that, is there anything else that you'd like to share with our audience about this particular group?
I would just say that we would both we would like the organization to be able to help out other groups throughout the state and any type of event that they have as well. So anyone could just get in contact with us. We would love to help co-sponsor another events with community organizations and the like. So we're really trying to make us not just stay within the box of the law school. We really, part of our mission is to get into the community. I don't think it serves either one of us very much, too well to keep ourselves in the law school. So we definitely try to get out there.
So would you, as members and or individually from this group, be open to people asking you to do presentations at schools or community forums about particular issues that are related to?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. That's great. I think that's really important for people, and I plan to definitely use you guys as a resource for educating people up here in the Flathead community about certain issues that may be coming down the pike, and also being able to share your insight on these important issues as well. I think that we as a community need to do a lot more partnerships with each other and collaboration with organizations
Absolutely.
and people. And so I just want to thank you so much for being on the show. I think you guys are fabulous. I think you guys are doing a great job, and I'm so happy to be working with you on this project. And I wish you guys the very best with this event. And again, this is Wesley Parks and Paul Vestal with OUTlaws. They are co-presidents of this wonderful organization at the University of Montana. Thank you again to my viewers for supporting Viewpoint and watching the show. Your continued support is really makes me very happy, and a lot of my viewers are so happy with this show, of what I understand from people that are emailing me. Thank you again so much for joining us, and have a good day.
Level stukkel sedig skrsessen jo numten. Stukkel es ja stukkel skul stukkel kaskliksen nu wewitsten. Du takkasen septemsten stukkel nu wewitsten. To me okakas kakaiman tutnumstum. Stukkel tilkakul emotion was the out quantes. The stukkel jo nun. Tamaka ul skelig. Takkakas hoistum. Tapis takkakas tutik pot luis jo nun. So could say we at wow to go etchnas questioning. Yes me may luis takkasin could quite them. We at wow. Lamlam takkas lost them. Takkas goldstum takan goldmas takkas kelig. Lamlam she hoy.